Have you ever found yourself in a relationship where misunderstandings seem to happen all the time, and you wonder why you and your partner just can't seem to get on the same page? Maybe you've experienced moments where what you say is misinterpreted, or where conversations turn into arguments, leaving both of you frustrated and disconnected. Communication is the foundation of any healthy relationship, and when it breaks down, even the strongest bonds can start to feel fragile. Good communication goes beyond just talking. It's about listening, understanding, and being able to express your feelings in a way that fosters connection rather than conflict. Whether you're in a new relationship or have been with your partner for years, improving communication can bring you closer, reduce misunderstandings, and help you navigate challenges more smoothly. The good news is, better communication is something anyone can learn with practice. Today, we're going to discuss the importance of communication in relationships, explore common communication pitfalls, and provide practical strategies to improve how you and your partner communicate. By focusing on better communication, you can deepen your emotional connection and strengthen your relationship in meaningful ways. Let's start by understanding why communication is so crucial. Communication isn't just about exchanging information. It's how we share our needs, desires, feelings, and thoughts with our partner. In a healthy relationship, communication serves as the glue that keeps two people emotionally connected and in sync with each other. When you communicate effectively, it builds trust, intimacy, and understanding. On the flip side, poor communication often leads to misunderstandings, resentment, and emotional distance. But why is it so easy for communication to break down in relationships? One reason is that we all have different communication styles and emotional triggers. What seems like a simple comment to one person might feel like criticism to another. Sometimes we assume our partner understands us without fully explaining ourselves, or we let emotions get in the way, leading to defensive reactions rather than productive conversations. Have you ever had a conversation with your partner that left you feeling frustrated or misunderstood, even though you both meant well? Or have you ever tried to express your feelings only to have the conversation go in a completely different direction than you intended? These situations are common, but they can be improved with a few simple strategies. One of the most important aspects of effective communication is listening. Too often we listen with the intent to respond rather than to understand. We're so focused on what we want to say next that we miss the emotions or needs behind what our partner is saying. Active listening means fully concentrating on your partner's words, emotions, and nonverbal cues without interrupting or thinking ahead to your own response. So, how can you improve communication in your relationship? Here are some practical steps. Practice active listening. As I mentioned earlier, active listening is key to effective communication. When your partner is speaking, focus on what they're saying without thinking about how you'll respond. Maintain eye contact. Nod to show you're engaged, and offer brief affirmations like "I understand" or "that makes sense." After they've finished speaking, reflect back what you heard by saying something like, "It sounds like you're feeling upset because..." This shows that you're not only listening, but also trying to understand their perspective. Use I statements instead of you statements when discussing a problem. It's easy to fall into the trap of blaming language, which only makes the other person defensive. Instead of saying "you never listen to me," try saying "I feel hurt when I don't feel heard during our conversations." This shifts the focus from blame to how the situation is affecting you, making it easier for your partner to empathize and respond with care. Be mindful of nonverbal cues. Communication isn't just about words. Body language, tone of voice, and facial expressions all play a major role in how your message is received. Crossing your arms, rolling your eyes, or raising your voice can unintentionally escalate tension. Try to be mindful of how you present yourself during conversations and use open, relaxed body language to create a more comfortable and supportive environment for communication. Take breaks during heated conversations. Sometimes emotions can get the best of us during difficult conversations. When you notice things are escalating, it's okay to hit pause and take a break. Tell your partner, "I think we both need a moment to cool down. Can we continue this in a little bit?" Taking time to regroup and calm down helps prevent the conversation from turning into a full-blown argument, allowing you to return with a clearer, more level-headed approach. Ask questions for clarity. If you're unsure about something your partner said, don't be afraid to ask clarifying questions. For example, you could say, "Can you explain what you meant by that?" Or, "I want to make sure I'm understanding you correctly. Did you mean?" Asking questions shows that you're engaged in the conversation and genuinely want to understand your partner's perspective, rather than jumping to conclusions. Avoid stonewalling. Stonewalling happens when one partner shuts down during a conversation, either by ignoring their partner, giving them the silent treatment, or withdrawing emotionally. While it might feel like a way to protect yourself during an argument, stonewalling only creates more distance and prevents resolution. If you need time to cool off, communicate that you need a break, but will return to the conversation once you've had time to collect your thoughts. Be honest about your feelings. Don't bottle up your emotions, hoping they'll go away on their own. Be honest with your partner about how you feel, even if it's uncomfortable. Hiding your feelings only creates emotional distance and can lead to resentment over time. By sharing your feelings openly and honestly, you're inviting your partner to better understand you and work together toward a solution. Show empathy and understanding. Empathy is the ability to understand and share the feelings of another. When communicating with your partner, try to put yourself in their shoes and consider how they might be feeling. Express empathy by saying things like, "I can see why you feel that way," or "I understand how that must have been difficult for you." Empathy fosters emotional closeness and helps both partners feel supported. Remember, communication is an ongoing process, and it's something that both partners need to actively work on. Improving communication doesn't mean you'll never have misunderstandings or disagreements, but it does mean that you'll be better equipped to handle them in a way that strengthens your relationship rather than weakens it. At the end of the day, communication is what keeps relationships healthy, resilient, and full of connection. By practicing active listening, expressing yourself clearly, and being mindful of how you communicate, you can improve the way you and your partner relate to one another. Strong communication builds trust, deepens intimacy, and creates a partnership where both people feel heard, understood, and valued. I hope you found this helpful. Please subscribe and feel free to leave a comment.